Hey, how's it going, guys? This is your boy Hazzed, and today we're going to be talking about a question I get a lot in-game, outside of game on Facebook all the time, so I decided to make a video just dedicated to that so we can get it out of the way and I can easily link this to people. It's when to use obliterates. Now, we'll get into more in depth on how to use it correctly, when to use it, what you should use it against, and a few things like that. So let's jump into this, guys. First off, we're going to address the normal rotation that you guys use to put out, the most potential damage, which of course is using your Unholy Strikes first to build up your Necrotic Plagues faster and to get your Razor Ice for when you start either mainlining Howling Blast and hitting your big Frost Strikes. Now, of course, that's where your main damage is going to come from. Those are pretty big ones. And, that's going to be how you top the charts in BGs and whatnot. So we're going to talk about when to use Obliterate, because a lot of people are confused about it. In the other video, a lot of people missed the point I was trying to make about when to use it and what to use it against. And basically, when do you use Obliterate, guys? It's going to be, of course, you want to use it when you got the procs. It's going to be the best time. And you're like, what? Frost Strikes? I know you still want to use them with the Frost Strikes when they come up, guys. But you're going to be mainlining Obliterate, so you're going to have to apply your disease and hit your obliterates. Now you see that proc right here, that icy touch proc, that's going to be why you're doing this, because you can literally put out a lot of damage and dispel the living crap out of something and still get a ton of frost strikes off and then put in obliterates and put in dispels here and there when they're needed. Now it's basically going to be doing this just for the extra dispels and to put out damage, because if you're using a lot of dispels with the other rotation, you're actually sacrificing a lot of damage. And also you'll find with this rotation, you're a lot more rune starved when you're using it. But that's going to be why you obliterate, or when you obliterate, is going to be when you're dispelling or focusing dispels, because you're fighting some kind of healer, whether it be 2s or 3s. It's going to help you quite a bit. Restos, Holy Pallies, it can help you out a lot. Those need to be a bit more timed though. And of course, Discipline Priest, you can basically mainline that on a Discipline Priest and really piss a priest off, guys. Like, really just keep them dispelled out of their face. Now, that's basically what that rotation's good for. Other than that, guys, you really don't look towards Obliterate for damage at the moment. Because it will leave you rune starved, especially if you're fighting double EPS or you're dueling or something like that. You definitely don't want to be mainlining that or using it within your main rotation, because you're going to need the consistency just for healing and other things to stay up most of the time. So if you're mainlining obliterates, you're going to find a lot of downtime. You're going to find a lot of gaps in healing and things like that. So basically, yeah, guys, against healers is okay. Otherwise, you don't want to go there. And if you're actually fighting healers or doing 3 guys, you do want to have that 4 set. You can tell right now I'm not using the 4 set. I'm going to get it later on when I actually start pushing Arena more this season. Because RNG based off of Ashran totally was like, haha, fuck you, Hazed. But that's okay. But yeah, 4 set, because that increases that next Howling Blast, of course, which is also your Icy Touch for frost damage, which is the mainline frost strikes that you're putting in on the target for that rotation. That's going to be needed if you do that, guys. That's basically the only time you really need a 4 set, is if you're using that. So, do you need a 4 set in BGs and whatnot? Not necessarily, but if you're going to be playing the Dispel spec and throwing that kind of pressure out, guys, you're definitely going to need that to push rating, which is going to help you in the long run. And of course, since we're stacking mastery with this dual wield like crazy, our damage is going to be through the roof, even doing it that way. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the video for today. I hope that answers your question about obliterates and when and / how you should use them. Until next time, guys.